Hello everyone, my name is Notepad and it is 3 a.m. I'm very tired, and I have going to read you the second chapter of my accidental novel. I also have my good friend here as I pour myself a drink. The Christian Brothers, otherwise known as Christian Brothers Brandy, the VS Very Smooth, and some strong stuff. So I'm going to read everyone the second chapter, called String Sisters. Yeah, but every time I fuck up, I'm going to take a shot. So I'll probably be dead by the time I finish this, so good luck me. Alright. Chapter 2, String Sisters, July 2nd, 2073. Blank days before the second Terrico incident. I didn't write that in, actually. Give me 1 second. 10 days. 10 days before the second Terrico incident. I taste copper in my mouth as the blindfold is removed. A plain room, illuminated by a cheap bowl with the soft humming of a rig nearby. Two girls sit at their decks, both plugged in and scanning cyberspace rapidly. You're awake and not dead. A real accomplishment. The voice was soft and taunting. Turning around, an older woman crouched in front of me. I couldn't feel my hands or even move them if they were there. She was wearing light-fitting clothing, baggy on her thin frame and sunken features. A thick slab of steel on the side of her head. A fucking A-link. She was old school. Looking for these, parodying, actually caring as she lifted up my cybernetic hands, strapped together poorly by their wires. I kicked forward, trying to strike her. They were bound. Okay, well, that's the first fuck. I didn't write legs. Alright. Legs strapped together poorly. But my legs were bound tightly to prevent movement. Who the fuck are you, bitch? I spat out droplets of blood at her to emphasize the point. The one who surgically removed your hands, she grinned, and your legs if you don't play nicely. Fuck off. I know Wolf. He'll fucking kill you for doing this, you know. I know you know, Wolf. She stood up jerkily, walking toward the door as if she wasn't used to using her own legs. She opened to a dark hallway beyond. That's why you're here, kid. Girls, if you would kindly drain him for everything he has. The slab of steel that was the door slammed shut as the two girls jack out of their cyberdecks, turning in unison to face me. Both of them have that uncomfortable non-human aura about them that only Bunraku have. Bunraku are nasty fucking things, artificial people that have the personality taken out and replaced thoroughly by RAE chips, random access emotions. Most puppets you run into are built with a few of these things slotted in, making a simulacra. I know it. I know the word, but it's definitely not saying it right because I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, let's just take a shot for that. 3 shots in. Fucking help me. Fuck me. Making a simulacra of a real person who acts only according to those artificial thoughts and emotions. Hot-wired ones can be really unpleasant. Anything can be slotted in, and they'll act on it without an inch of human thought. I started to free myself from the binds as they approached me. Both were generic Asian-looking, in that plastic kind of way. Short black hair, no light in their dark brown eyes. The porcelain skin only ties the doll-like features together. I try to jerk back as the two of them surround me. You two have names? I usually like to get them before a girl fucks me. Trying to distract them by shifting the chair and feeling the bindings around my leg loosen gradually. Sanguine, one emotionlessly says, and crimson, the other finishes. I noticed they were both wearing the flowery red robes to get that shrine maiden look that was popular with some of the horrors on the south side. Who the fuck would try to jack those things? One's behind me, running a small finger along my cranium. What are they looking for? What did that woman mean? What did that woman mean when she ordered them to drain me dry? Take me home. Hello, country roads. What do they mean when she ordered them to drain me dry? Wait, if they're in my head, that must mean they're looking for... I feel the finger enter the dealing hole at the left side of my head. A shock echoes through my body as it tries to justify the unauthorized entrance into it. I jerk my head to the side, and the two of them snicker at my displeasure. Found it, they say in unison. The one in front flows back to their deck, picking them both up, while the other wraps herself around me, moving her hands down my shirt. My body wants to batter away, but the distinct lack of hands makes that impossible. Her hands are cold as they touch my exposed chest, running each finger across my ribs. The other returns with their decks and begins setting up. My body is getting warmer as she gets closer, blowing into my ear slightly. Christ, maybe they were whores. Good ones at that. The other puts a data jack into my D-Link. I try to kick away, but it's too late. Booting up the deck, I find myself in their server. My digital avatar is a humanoid, taller and more well-built than I am. She's here as well, the same look. I can feel the other sister moving her small hands toward my nipple. My nipples making gentle circles around them, setting my body into overdrive. Making sure you feel things heightened in cyberspace is a safety measure. But when you cannot leave, it is just torture. The digital sister moves up my digitized thighs, moving and interfacing among my digital self. The sensation from both sisters begin to cause my mind to panic, not knowing what's real and what's an illusion. The idea of feeling in two separate planes of reality causes the body to crash, and hard. I feel the real one bite my shoulder, her teeth digging into the flesh as she presses closer to me, feeling her small breasts on my back. I can feel myself talking, but I can't hear anything. They have cut my senses off from the outside. My body is running on autopilot. The sister before me creeps closer until she mounts me fully, sticking both her hands deep into my chest. I could feel the nerves of my body react and feel a mix of pleasure and pain as it burns through my being. I can feel the physical sister reach below my, grabbing my now erect cock tightly, squeezing it until I cannot help but vocalize desire through non-words. The binary sister kisses me on the lips, grinding her hips against me, while the meat space sister begins to roughly stroke my cock. Each beat makes my body twitch and agitates it further. I want to orgasm, come mercilessly, but the tight grip on my dick makes it impossible. The ceaseless beating makes it difficult to think properly. Hacking, the digitized blood-colored specter says to my ear. Pulling back and shoving both her hands into my head, I let out a silent scream of agony as my body begins to thrash as she invades my mind, rewiring and rewriting my headspace violently. I can feel every moment of her fingers as it caresses my mind, playing with it like a predator and its prey. Feeling nothing but the sensation of pleasure and pain, I find my consciousness fading aggressively. Coming back and forth to the digital sister violating my brain, while the physical one works her way around to my front, pressing her petite body to my own, placing my cock in a death grip. I can feel the slow and rhythmic feeling of entering and exiting her minge with her of my brainwaves. Oh, fuck. Help, take me home, country roads to the plow. Avalon, West Virginia. And with her brain, I black out. The physical sensations eventually overwhelming my body. I wake back up, naked now, dick still painfully erect. Hello, squeaky chair. God, how far are we? Okay. One of the sisters is naked, diligently working on her deck, moving her hands deftly across the keyboard to maximize its utility. The other one sits patiently off to the side in a siesta position, next to my folded clothes. She looks up to me, standing quickly to make her way to me. She examines me thoroughly, making sure to inspect every part of my body. What the fuck was that? Who the fuck are you? What the fuck? I'm cut off. She presses her lips to my own, working her tongue through my own. I want to bite down, but it also feels warm and inviting. She breaks off the lip lock and presses a finger to her mouth, urging me to be silent. Slowly and steadily, she begins to strip, taking time to remove each section of her outfit, folding each one neatly. When she finishes, she approaches, running a finger across the length of my chest to my pelvis. She spins her nail along the base of my cock. 1, 2, 3 circles. Already feeling on edge, I turn into a plaything for these marionettes. She mounts me, sliding my dick into her exposed clit with ease. "We're just two dirty little pawns who like to play with our food," she whispers into my ear. Her voice is melodic and uncomfortable, biting my ear soon after. "We're loaded with Black Widow RAE with the rest of the other ones." With the rest of the other ones? What the fuck? I'm not gonna drink for that. It's a weird way of wording it. She moves her hips up and down, soaking me and her in sweat in the liquor of sex. Liquor. Black Widow RAE? What the hell does that mean? As I ponder the question, I feel her nails dig into my back, pulling outward. I feel the exposed flesh rip and tear as her claw-like fingers dig into my paper-thin flesh. I let out a roar of pain as I begin to break away again, but that only excites her more. Biting down harder, I feel my ear begin to bleed. "Not fair, Sungwin. I want to play with him as well." The naked Decker stands up and makes her way to our animalistic scene of fornication. She comes behind her sister, wrapping her arms around her and kissing her on the neck. As the mounted one pulls back, the two lock lips as I helplessly witness them pleasuring themselves. The one not riding me breaks off and knocks the chair on its back. Knocks the chair on its back. I'm drunk now. Landing hard, the cool flesh of my partner strikes as she beats her hips quickly, sitting up straighter as my cock painfully bends to please her. The second one hovers above me, shooting a vile smirk at me, and sits down on my face. The warm scent of the puppet assaults me as she begins to move as well. When I do not comply with her desire, she stabs downward with a finger, digging into my chest, drawing more blood. I stick my tongue out to move along her clit. The taste of it feels artificial and plastic. The juices secreting from it are all too real. Both of them increase their speed as I desperately try to keep pace. Two inhuman monsters using me little more than a sex toy. I can feel my body start to orgasm, shooting a load into my rider. She lets herself sink deeply onto my dick, using her thin hips to snuggle between my spread legs. She uses 2 fingers to scoop up the leaking cum and tastes it. Leaning forward and to trade it with her sister with a kiss. We continue endlessly, it feels. Every time I feel as though I've finished, another set of drugs have been pumped into my system. I black out. Sometimes we're all naked. Sometimes only I am. Other time no one is in the room. Simply darkness. Hunger and thirst make it impossible to think in between sessions of sex. Sometimes I'm lucky as they're almost drowned me in the water bottle. Oh, scheiße, I think I clicked the wrong button. Okay. Sometimes I'm lucky as they almost drown me with a water bottle or force feed me muck. What feels like days go by, but time moves slowly. Both my legs have long since run out of energy, as I can't feel either of them. Sometimes I am in cyberspace, being violated. Other times I'm simply being used as a meat stick. I'm lightheaded. My blood has been drawn every session. Each new time wounds are cut open. Poorly patched wounds are torn open. They dig deeper into the already exposed ones. Eventually, I awake to see the original woman. The twins sit at their deck, gliding their fingers like pianists at their instrument. "You're not dead. I'm surprised." Mocking and demeaning compliment is the only punctuation to this hell. She examines my bruised and bloody form, poorly bandaged and malnourished. "Kill me," I managed to sputter out. I meant it. "Not until you tell me what Wolf is planning. What's his game? I know he has one." She crouched in front of me, poking my dick with her long fingernail. "He's going to hit Terrico. I was supposed to be on the team. I'm the hacker. But I'm out of commission, obviously, so he will pull out. I smirk, mentally picturing myself flipping her off. And why would he do that? He's got 2 cheap hackers with the same toys that you do, right here." She points behind her with her thumb to the twins. The realization hits me. All those mind-hacking sessions were them stealing my inbuilt programs, the information, the macros, everything I based my career off of. "No, Wolf, Benny, anyone, please don't let them join." "He wouldn't trust them. He'll trust the word of one of his friend's associates." She was confident, overly so. She stood up and began to leave. You said you'd kill me, I screamed at her, feebly trying to escape my binds. I am going to kill you. Walking out of the door, as that begins to shut, she followed with, well, they are anyway. The door sealed tightly behind her as she left. The twins turned to me again. Malice and greed filled their eyes. I screamed. I screamed to the cold, dark metal room, trying to find a reason for why I'll die like this. Praying, hoping, anything that Benny and the rest of them will make it out alive. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry.